To the Prime Minister, you spoke earlier of the Queensland floods. We're seeing yet again the impacts and escalating risks of climate crisis. Over in the US, the Californian wildfires the damage will exceed $135 billion. Clearly, we cannot ensure our way out of the climate crisis. Action on preparation and resilience must occur now. Will the government commit to a roundtable to bring together construction, insurance, banking, local government, civil society to ensure better investment in climate resilience and adaptation?
Call to the Prime Minister.
I thank the member for Warringah for her question and for her genuine commitment to action on climate change. And the member should be pleased to know that we're doing precisely along the lines in which she asked in her question. We're developing both the National Adaptation Plan as well as National Risk Assessment as we speak. We know that the impact of climate change is meaning, whilst Australia has always had natural disasters, if you look over a period of time, they are more intense and they are more frequent, and that is occurring as we speak. We have made sure as well that we're addressing the issue of insurance availability. So we've established, for example, in one of the election commitments that we had was to establish a $200 million a year, every year, in disaster prevention and resilient projects through the Disaster Ready Fund. So that's doing things such as raising levies around Mackay. That's making sure that the cost of building bridges, for example, the discussion I spoke about earlier today, building back better so that you don't have the same bridges washed away every time there's a flood, like used to happen with the Iron-Sea River Bridge up in the Gulf country, where every time that occurred and then food and medical supplies had to be chopped into Normanton and Corumba into those communities. When I spoke to Bob Catter just this week, some of those communities in far north Queensland are cut off as we speak at the moment. So we do need to invest in those measures. We also need to invest in projects that help reduce the risk of damage to homes and businesses that will put that downward pressure on insurance premiums. When I was in Darwin on Christmas Day, one of the things that occurred with the commemoration of the 50th anniversary of Cyclone Tracy, that tragedy, as Darwin was built back, it was built back to be more cyclone resilient, as opposed to what was there 50 years earlier, which just saw massive damage that could have been less had that not occurred. So we do need to invest. We also are working with insurance companies through, for example, the Hazards Insurance Partnership brings together the Australian government and the insurance sector, creating a forum so we can talk about how we can reduce those insurance premiums, because we know that it is having a real impact, and I thank the member for her ongoing interest in these very serious issues.